why would I pursue a relationship with someone that I don't think would actually be healthy for me? If you want to know where you'll be in 3 to 5 years, you don't need tarot cards, a psychic, or some magic crystal ball. You just need to look at your 5 closest friends. Don't like the trajectory you're seeing? Then change it. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to cut the dead weight. It's perfectly okay to say that. Not everyone in your life is a forever person. Hey besties, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Ashley. I'm your digital BFF who's obsessed with helping you become more confident, love yourself, and manifest your dream life. If those sound like things you might be interested in, then I'd love for you to become a bestie by subscribing. I've gone through so many friendship breakups throughout the years, and I went through a life-changing breakup in 2023. All of that led to me just being in a really long season of extreme solitude. I really learned how to raise my standards and learn to be alone. I learned what qualities I did and didn't want in friendships, but I also learned what qualities I did and didn't like in myself. And I really thought about, where did I want to go in my life and how can I get there, and who do I need to surround myself in order to get there? In the season of solitude, I became really grateful that all of the relationships and friendships I previously had didn't work out because they no longer served me. I realized the trajectory of where I wanted to go didn't align with the actions I was taking had I stayed in those friendships. I realized that a lot of those friendships fell apart because I started to change and I wanted more for myself. And for a while I felt guilty, but then I realized change is natural. In fact, you should want to change. You should want better for yourself. We are not meant to stay the same forever. How are you going to be okay with doing the same thing day in, day out for the rest of your life? How do you not want to go after bigger, better things? How do you not want more for yourself? I was no longer comfortable in those friendships because they were comfortable with doing the same thing day in, day out, going to the same bars every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, doing the same thing, when I realized I only had Saturdays and Sundays to work on my goals, catch up on chores. I didn't want to spend those 2 days out of the week hungover, sleeping in, and doing that cycle every single weekend and wasting my life away. I could no longer relate to these people who didn't want to get their money up, didn't want to increase their knowledge, didn't want to heal their trauma. I decided to distance myself until those relationships finally ended because we no longer had anything in common. We could no longer relate to each other. And that was completely okay. Some people are only meant to be in your life for a season or a reason. Not everyone is supposed to be a for-lifer. And the sooner you can learn that and accept that, the easier it will be to make friendships, but also let people go. You'll be able to keep an open mind when you meet people. Growing up in an abusive home and having both biological parents be absent, I really clung to my friendships, so losing friendships was extremely difficult for me. But then once I realized humans are meant to evolve, and that also means my friendships, sometimes that means I lose them, it made it so much easier to let go of them and be more open to meeting people. I used to shut myself out to meeting new people. There was always that possibility, well, if I meet someone new, then they could leave eventually. I finally got to this point where I would have rather have been alone on my self-development journey than not do it at all and stay in my same old ways. It really came down to understanding my goals and what do I need to do to get to those goals, and therefore what sacrifices do I need to make. And sometimes those sacrifices mean relationships. If you want to get better, you have to be better. Sometimes this means ending relationships because not everyone is gonna support you on this new path. So they have 3 options: join you, support you, or get left behind. People who aren't actively cheering for you don't deserve to be in your life. Why would you let such negativity be around you? It doesn't serve you. So simply just chop. It's a waste of your time, energy, and your resources, keeping such toxic losers around. These people are usually victims who will want to stay victims. These are people who are stuck that want to stay stuck. The type of people where you offer them a solution, and it's a very logical solution that they can definitely take, but they refuse to take it. The type of people who somehow always find themselves in drama. The type of people who refuse to disengage. The type of people who are always self sabotaging. These are victims. They refuse to do the hard work, take the accountability, do what is necessary to improve themselves and their lives, and thus the lives of people around them. You are not a victim. You are not stuck. As you go on this journey, you need to become so comfortable with outgrowing people and doing it alone. You are the result of the 5 closest people to you. Humans are just a result of their environment. So if all your friends do is stay late, spend their money recklessly, complain about their lives, guess what you're doing? Probably the same. Even if you aren't consciously thinking about doing these things, being surrounded in this group that does only enables you to make these behaviors, which is why it is so important to be picky about your energy and who you're surrounding yourself with. If those are the things that you want to do, then go for it. But if it's not what you want to do, then I would really urge you to re-examine your friend group. Find people that have traits, qualities, skills, the life that you want, and surround yourself with them. It's easier to gain the knowledge, skills, talents, live the life that you want when you surround yourself with people who already have those things. It's not your fault. It's literally just human behavior. And this is why you need to be more self-aware of your surroundings. When I meet new people, I'm very particular about my energy and I observe them. I know I'm susceptible to peer pressure, but also I have worked really hard to get to where I am. And I only want people who are on the same level as me. So I'm not friends with just anyone. You shouldn't be friends with just anyone. I observe their behaviors, their language, and if I disagree, then I don't pursue a deeper relationship with them. Why would I pursue a relationship with someone that I don't think would actually be healthy for me? If they have a lack mindset, why would I want to be friends with them when I have an abundant mindset? That's just gonna drain my energy. Why would I pursue a friendship with them when they believe in 100% logic and I believe in practicing law of assumption? Well, they may be okay with that. I am not. So it just doesn't make sense to pursue a friendship that I deem unhealthy for me, my lifestyle, my goals, and my energy. I only want relationships with people who have similar goals, traits, mindsets, or skills that I have or desire. When you are surrounded by people who have these things, you will pick them up naturally and get closer to your goals faster and feel more supported. And obviously when we feel supported in our goals, we're gonna go for them. A toxic loser isn't someone who's just mean or dramatic. They're someone who complains about everything in their life, but doesn't actually do anything to change anything about it. They make fun of you for trying. They always have something negative to say. They live in a constant victim mindset and always want company in their misery. They party every weekend, spend recklessly, and then complain about being broke. If you have the means to support your lifestyle, go and do it. But if you don't have the means to support your partying and you're complaining about it, then why are you doing it? If your goal is to be a CEO who wakes up at 5 a.m., then why are you out partying every weekend and staying out until 5 a.m.? That's not what a CEO does. If your goal is to be a club owner one day, then that obviously makes sense. The lifestyle habits have to match your actual goals. Toxic losers also talk shit about everyone else but can never look at the mirror and take accountability for their own behavior. They would rather gossip instead of grow. They think it's cringe to practice self-care and care about your own life and to go after your goals, like posting your content online. They would rather be cynical instead of positive, and they think being cynical and jaded and shady is literally a personality trait. Like, what do you want? A cookie? And they have a mindset based in lack and scarcity, and they project their limiting beliefs onto you. What truly makes someone a toxic loser is their mindset, their energy, their behavior, how they treat you, others, and themselves. It's not like you're better than them, but you are going in a different direction than them. If they're not actively supporting your growth, then all they're doing is slowing you down. So why would you keep them attached? You can also still love someone, but realize they're not healthy to keep around. So while you don't need to necessarily cut them off, you can also keep them at an arm's length. You can create distance in the relationship and not have an active relationship with them. By improving yourself, you're also not judging them. You're just protecting your future and doing what it takes to ensure that you're meeting your goals and becoming your dream self. You need to stop romanticizing friendships that feel familiar but are actually rooted in stagnation. It doesn't matter how long you've known someone, how deeply you care for them. If they no longer align with the new version of it's a chop. You didn't do all of this inner work just to stay surrounded by people who don't even believe in change. You can also be a toxic loser, and it is so important to recognize when you're being the toxic loser. This can also be you wanting to change, but you're not doing anything about it. You say you want to wake up at 7 a.m., but you're staying up until 3 a.m. and sleeping in and not doing anything about it. This is going out because you have FOMO. You have FOMO? Okay, I'm so sorry, but get the fuck over FOMO. FOMO is based in a mindset of scarcity and lack. FOMO actually doesn't exist. Once I became more confident and actually learned how to enjoy my own company, I stopped experiencing FOMO. What are you actually missing out on? Nothing. Confident, hot, bad bitches know the function isn't as fun without you there. What are we so scared about missing out on? I found that I would rather miss out, have that time to myself to go after my goals and be one step closer to where I want to be rather than one step behind. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't just get the fuck over my FOMO. It's really that simple. Now let's talk about boundaries, because sometimes cutting people off is not always the first step. Sometimes it's about creating distance and choosing yourself first in order to see how people respond to that. Boundaries can look like not texting back right away, not explaining yourself when you say no, leaving the group chat on red, declining invites to things that don't align with your goals, choosing to rest instead of fixing everyone else's problems, because everyone else's problems are not yours to solve. If you choose to get involved and help them, it is a privilege for them. Boundaries can also look like not engaging in gossip or other conversations that lower your energy, spending less time around people who drain you, and protecting your routines like your morning routine, gym routine, skincare routine. Routines are so important. This shows that you are dedicated, devoted, and disciplined to yourself. You love yourself, and you are willing to give yourself this time before you give it to anyone else. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always be the first to get offended once you start to implement them, but let them be mad. This is probably the greatest lesson I've learned in my self-development journey, is letting people be mad, disappointed in me, but within reason, not in the toxic, can't take accountability type of way. Your peace is often greater than their comfort. If it's 11 p.m. and you're trying to go to sleep, obviously you're not texting them back. And if they get upset, they're weird, they're a loser, they're toxic. Sleep, that's a fucking boundary. You don't have to text people back if you don't want to. Showing up for others more than yourself makes you a doormat. And nobody respects a doormat. It's people pleasing that then later turns into silent resentment. People that love you will respect your boundaries. You deserve to have your boundaries respected. You should have boundaries. Boundaries are very important to your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. No, ma'am. Actually, in fact, it makes you a really good person, and it means you love yourself, and it means you love the others in your life. Boundaries show that you are valuing yourself, your time, your energy more than you value staying likable to people that don't even actually like you that much. These are people that wouldn't even clap for you if you won. These are people that are simply taking advantage of you and are trying to see how much they can suck out of you until you finally choose to stand up, except they know that you never would. That concludes this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments section one boundary you'll be implementing this week, and comment the red X emoji. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. And if you want to chat more through your people-pleasing tendencies or just make more friends all around the world, then be sure to join my Discord. You can find all my links and shop my favorite products in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, then I think you'd also enjoy this video where I help you with your people-pleasing tendencies. So I'll see you over there, or I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again for hanging. Love ya! What are you doing? Are you distracting me? Are you a toxic loser? No, you the king.